Individual movement techniques are the building blocks to successfully moving with your unit while under fire. All soldiers must learn these techniques and practice them regularly. There are 3 individual movement techniques used when moving under fire: high crawl, low crawl, and rush. Before moving, you must first select the next spot to go to and the best possible route to that spot. You must search the terrain to your front for features that provide cover or concealment. Cover provides protection from bullets and fragmentation while also concealing you from enemy observation. Cover can be natural or man-made. Concealment is anything that will hide you from enemy observation but does not protect you from enemy fire. Good sources of cover or concealment are a gully, ravine, ditch, or wall at a slight angle to the direction of movement. These features provide both cover and concealment when using the low or high crawl. Hedgerows or thick vegetation provide concealment when using the low or high crawl. Large rocks, trees, fallen timber, stumps, rubble, vehicle hulks, folds or creases in the ground. These features can provide cover and concealment for use as temporary positions. Use the rush if the area between them has no concealment. High grass or weeds. This only offers partial concealment. Use the rush since the use of the high or low crawl could be detected due to the movement of vegetation. Select the next position and the route to it based on the following criteria. Exposes you to the least amount of enemy fire. Doesn't require you to move in front of other members of your element. Communicate your plan with your buddy so that he can cover you until you reach your next position. When moving as a member of a fire team, the team leader will select the best route and control covering fire. Stay with your team leader and follow his example. The high crawl is selected when the route provides cover and concealment, poor visibility reduces enemy observation, and speed is required. Keep your body off the ground. Rest your weight on your forearms and lower legs. Cradle your weapon in your arms, keeping its muzzle off the ground. Keep your knees well behind your buttocks so it stays low. Move forward by alternately advancing your right elbow and left knee, and left elbow and right knee. The low crawl is selected when the route provides cover or concealment less than 1 foot in height. Visibility provides the enemy good observation, and speed is not required. Keep your body as flat as possible to the ground. Hold your weapon by grasping the sling at the upper sling swivel, letting the handguard rest on your forearm and the butt of the weapon drag on the ground, thus keeping the muzzle off the ground. Move forward by first pushing both arms forward and pulling your right leg forward, then pulling with both arms and pushing with your right leg. Continue this push-pull method, changing legs as necessary until you reach your next position. The rush is selected when there is no cover or concealment along your route and/or enemy fire allows brief exposure. Roll or crawl away from your current firing position. Raise your body by straightening your arms and springing to your feet. Run to your next position, keeping the distance short and trying not to stay on your feet longer than 3 to 5 seconds so the enemy cannot track you with automatic fire or bring accurate fire onto you. Plant both feet just before hitting the ground and fall forward by grasping the heel of the butt of your weapon and using the butt of your weapon to break your fall. Assume a firing position in a covered location if possible, and cover your buddy's movement. When moving as a member of a buddy team, it is imperative that the team has a communication plan worked out and clearly understood. Under no circumstances should an individual be moving without cover from the other. Individual movement techniques require practice and coordination to be successful. Your unit's ability to move under fire is directly tied to your ability to execute these techniques. Formations are arrangements of elements and individuals in relation to one another. Teams use formations for control, flexibility, and security. Team leaders travel up front in formations. This allows team leaders to lead by example. All members of the fire team must be able to see their team leader. The team leader will normally choose a formation based on met TC. Fire teams use two basic formations when maneuvering, the fire team wedge and the fire team file. The wedge is the basic formation for the fire team. There are normally 10 meters between individuals, but this is not set in stone. The wedge is designed to be relatively flexible, and the interval between members is increased or decreased based on a variety of conditions. Leaders may direct the wedge to expand or contract based on visibility, terrain, enemy threat, etc. The file is used when the wedge has been collapsed or contracted to the point where members are traveling almost one behind the other. This can be caused by a number of different circumstances, the two most common being extremely limited visibility and very dense vegetation. Members resume the wedge as soon as conditions permit. The leader of the unit will determine which of these formations to use that best fits the current situation. The unit will move back and forth from wedge to file multiple times during a unit's movement.